Okay, I got these two master heaters here. I picked them up on Marketplace for $60, both of them. I got some concrete on them. We got a big cold blast, Arctic blast coming next week, and so I just been around on Marketplace 2 days ago. Today's Saturday. It's on a Thursday, and this guy had an ad of all these heaters for $45 a piece. I'll put the picture up here. And by the time I contacted him, which was the next day, I think he put the ad up on Wednesday, and I contacted him on Thursday, or I had it saved, and then it went to pending. Usually when it goes to pending, the ad gets pulled down, and but you can still click on it, look at it when you have it saved, and had pending. And I just went ahead and messaged him. I said, "You got any heaters left?" He said, "All of them are gone except for the two yellow ones." And I said, "You take 60 for both of them?" He said, "Let's do it." So I picked them up. He said one guy bought all that. I think there was like 10 of the other ones in that picture. He said the one guy bought all of them up except for these two yellows. And these were the ones that when I first seen the ad, these are the two that I interested in, because I have a forced air heater right here. Right here that I've had ever since we moved in here. It gives a lot of trouble, and it's super, super loud. So I didn't really want one. I mean, those would have been all right to fix up and flip to see if you can get your money back out of them. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and they're supposed to run on kerosene and diesel. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw fuel. Both of them are completely dry. I'm just going to go ahead and throw fuel in both of them and plug them up and see if they'll kick on. And what I may do is I may keep one of them and sell the other one and make my money back. Maybe get a little bit more, clean it up a little bit, and try to get a little bit more than 60 out of one, so I can make my money back and maybe a little bit of profit. And if one of them works really good, I'll sell that forced air one, because it gives a lot of trouble. It shuts off all the time, and it'll puff smoke and smoke the garage up and everything else. So let's get some fuel up here, and we'll see if let's do the one on the right first. Okay. I'm pretty sure these are older ones. They're supposed to be quieter. That's what. This is the first time I looked at them. I got them yesterday. Earlier in the video, you saw me get them out of the car. Let's see. It only says type number 1 kerosene. Oh, this one's actually got a little fuel in it. I heard it when I turned it up. Well, maybe these won't run on diesel. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what. Kerosene is like $6 a gallon. I wanted diesel. I'm just now looking at them. These are kerosene. It says type of fuel oil. This is number 1 kerosene. You don't say diesel. But I've seen them. I guess the newer ones run on diesel. I'm gonna put diesel in it and try it. If I got to do some modifications to it to make it run on diesel, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour diesel in it and try it. I ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah, I don't want kerosene bottles. I'll sell it. I'll clean them up, sell them if I can't get them to run on diesel. The problem is I won't be able to get nothing out of them probably, because kerosene is so expensive. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's get the outlet plug over here. She'll roll here. Off. heard it ignite. It's not ignite yet, but I hear it. Oh! Running on diesel. Hey, hey, hey. On first try. I mean, it was dry as a bone, too. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, it's quiet, too. Man. Running on diesel, I mean. That's worth $60 for one of them. It says only kerosene, but maybe these are older ones and they only were advertised to use in kerosene, and then they used them in diesel. Pretty good. Excited with it. Okay, let's cut it off. Now it's got a cool down on it. It's supposed to cool it down, which I've already done some research online. But I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it. All right, so that one's working pretty good. So let's come over to this one. See if this will work. Yeah, I guess they made some handles or something for it. They originally had like a black handle on both of them. So let's put some fuel in this one. I'm kind of excited because one of them works. So let's put some diesel in this one. Enough to get the gauge to move. Better, easier to put the fuel into that first one. Put that longer one in there because somebody's already got it on. Okay. Plug her up here. Turn it on. Ooh, that's loud. Something vibrating somewhere. Hold it to quit. So it's some kind of I didn't hear it ignite or anything. I don't think I hear it ignite. This one ain't working. It'll have to have some work done. I've been fooling with this thing a little bit, and you can smell diesel coming out. So the pump may be working. I'm gonna try to tear into this thing and see if I can figure it out. Oh, it's got some, but if you hold your hand out, it quits. So I don't know if I can get rid of that or not, that sound. But let me figure out how to open this thing up and we'll see what's going on with it. Okay. I haven't determined what the problem is yet, but everything is in order and working. This is the fuel pump right here. And here's the igniter, blower, control board. Okay, the fuel pump hooks up right here. And the blower, and there's the igniter right there. So the fuel pump works. So I unhooked the fuel pump to see if it worked, turned it on, it started spewing. That's why there's a puddle right here, it started spewing. But I couldn't tell, because I had this still up in here, and I just unhooked it, and it made a little bit of a mess. And I thought, well, I can't tell if the igniter's working. So I got it out here, and I turned the fuel line out here, and I took this my little mason jar, and I put the mason jar on there to let the pump run in here, because it's probably got to detect somewhere that the pump is working, somewheres maybe, you know. So instead of like unhooking the wire, it may have some kind of sensor in it detecting, you know, that it's kind of like them furnaces on them campers. Everything's got a sensor and a switch to make sure this is working before this activates. So I just put that in there, and the igniter worked great. So fuel's working, the igniter's working, blower's running. I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's clogged up and it's not really spraying very well. So I would like to take, I'm afraid I'd get burnt though. I took the front of this off, you know, because I thought that's what it took to get all that off, but it didn't. I took this off, and I thought, well, I'll take them screws off around these right here. There's like 2 here, and there's 2 on the bottom, and that just pops off, and there's 4 screws holding that on. So I would love to take that cover off and kind of watch from a distance to see how that thing. Now I smelled when it was running, I could smell diesel, so I mean it could be clogged up really bad, that it's just dribbling. So maybe I could get that jet out. There's a jet, looks like. Right there, maybe. Maybe I can get that big old jet out and see, kind of go from there. It looks like there's 3 screws right there. Take that cover off. Maybe I can get that jet out, clean it out real good, and kind of go from there. Okay. Put it back together. Put the screws back in there. I've got the fuel pump hose hooked back up there. I took the jet out. It was super. I mean, it's like it had like some kind of a. I mean, it was really in there, so I had to get it out. And everything else was unclogged, going into the fuel line, into the unit. But the jet itself, I couldn't really blow through it because it had some kind of a stone. It looked like a screen, but it wasn't. It was some kind of stone. I don't know if that makes the pressure get really high to, you know, blow through that little hole in the end. So I put it all back together, and I've got the grate off the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing a test, but to see if the fuel's working through that pressure. But I do have the igniter unhooked. Right here, I unhooked it so it won't ignite and blow a flame. If it does decide to ignite and blow flame and burn my eyebrows off my head. So I got it plugged up here. So let's turn it on here and see if it does the fuel. Fuel's working. See all the mist? Yep. I don't know if it got the camera. No, it didn't get the camera. Let me turn it off. Yeah, it's working. So it's It almost sprayed me, so it's working. Let me put the cover back on. That says now it's in cool down mode, even though it never ignited. So everything's working. The sprayer's working, the igniter's working, the blower's working. It should ignite. Let me put that back on and then turn it back on again and see what it does. I'm just so give me just a minute. Tell you what, if you don't have to, don't ever take these covers right here off, because the heat from warps them. So it made it more U-shaped when it come off, and it was a pain to get back on there. So take note of that. So let's see. I mean, it's everything's there. Sprays, igniter works. Everything's there to do what it's supposed to do. So let's see. Okay, on this one, I still ain't figured it out. This is what I've done so far. It's in cool down mode now. Let me unplug it here so you can hear me a little bit better. But I don't remember if in the early part of the video I mentioned about that this one had some liquid in it. And I thought it was old fuel, and the other one was dry as a bone. And I started thinking, I said, well, maybe that was water. Because these were sitting outside in the picture that, you know, they're outside. So I don't know if they've been outside for a year, you know. Could have got water in it. Maybe the diesel's saturated with water and won't ignite. And I started thinking, I said, let me pour it out. And I put fresh diesel in it. Didn't change anything. So I knew this diesel was good. So I poured this diesel back in my yellow tank, because the first one I just poured it down on the ground because I was thinking, well, it's saturated water. So I poured it back in there, and I thought, I'm gonna try kerosene. So I put kerosene in it, thinking, well, maybe this one just doesn't want to run on kerosene for some reason. It doesn't want to run on kerosene. That one does. They're the same ones. You know, why shouldn't this run on diesel? So this is where I'm at on kerosene. It'll kick on and run for a second and then shut off. Like it don't detect the flame, but the flame ain't. It ain't right. There's something wrong with it. Let me zoom in here. I don't know if it's the pump or what it is. And it'll just shut off. See, that's what it does. I don't know if something's wrong with the flame on it. And that's all it'll do, so it won't run. It's got some kind of sensor in there, I think, that it detects the flame, and that's what makes it do that. So it'll kick back on. Now, while that's black, I'll explain in a minute. But the flame ain't just ain't quite right. It's kind of all over the place. Let me just shut it right back on. So that's where we're at on it, and that's kerosene in it. But see, like this one, let me bring this cord back in here and plug this one back up. This one seems like it has an even flame, even on diesel. So I don't know if, let me zoom back out here. Let me plug this up here. Try to plug this up one-handed here. Hold on me. Okay, I got it. I mean, it sounds a lot better too. A lot smoother. I mean, that flame is about as smooth as can be. There's something wrong in there. I don't know. I mean, see how even the flame is? It's all like, I don't know if it's because that sprayer's clogged or there's a filter somewhere or something, but look how even the flame is. It's just all over it, you know. That you can tell this is a full flame, whereas that one is not.
a full flame. So maybe it's, you know, there's a problem with the flame. It's detecting it, shutting it back off. So something tells me something may be clogged. So I'm gonna have to do some more research. That it's, you know, kerosene is a little bit more easier to ignite than diesel. So whereas if this was 100%, this other one was like it should be, it would ignite diesel. But since it's not, since there's something wrong with it, it's igniting the kerosene, because kerosene is more closer to gas as far as igniting it. Okay, this is where we're at. It's running, but see the flames coming out the end there? It's on kerosene. All right. Okay, I downloaded the owner's manual on my phone, and this right here is the photo cell. Okay, so what happens is the control board will first kick on the igniter, and then start spraying the fuel. And you know, obviously, if it don't detect the flame, photo cell don't detect the flame, it'll shut off. Okay, and while you know I got it to run, and it would kick right back off, because I think the flame wasn't big enough to detect, so it shut it back off. Is my math that I've done. So what I've done is I took it just pops right out, and I took my little light right here, and I just put the photo cell on top of this light, like right when it ignited, and set it down here like this, and laid something there, and you know, so that light would shine up in the photo cell to keep it going. And because to let it run and see if I can burn some of the soot out of it, and so on and so forth. And so it ran. So what I tried to do is I tried to take the photo cell and put it back up in there, but it shut off. So I put it back in there and turned it back on, and it's running now. But not, see, I don't know. See, that over there didn't do that, but I got diesel in that, so I don't think the flames are supposed to come out the end like that. I like to pour the kerosene out and put diesel back in there and see if I can get it to run on diesel. Because I would love to sell this one. This is the one I want to keep, because this one was in better shape. Run on diesel right off the bat. And, you know, so it kicked in and off. I think it could be the photo cell dirty, because this one, I cleaned the photo cell. And the owner's manual said take some alcohol or kerosene and clean the photo cell, which I did. You see that little cotton swab right there, and I just sprayed it with some electronic cleaner right there, and reached in there inside of it, because it's deep down in there, I guess, to keep the heat away. So the photo cell's actually way back in here, and this is just like a little cup, so you had to reach down in there to get it, and it had dirt over 3/4 of it. So this one may be why it was shutting off, but I turned it on and it ran and ran and ran, so I'm gonna pull it apart and clean the photo cell on it. I don't know about the filters. They say that you got to clean the spark on it, gap it, and either clean and sprayer and stuff. So yeah, I don't like all that flame coming out of it. I mean, this is the one I'm gonna be selling anyways. So I might try to pour the kerosene out, put diesel back in it, kind of go from there. Okay, so that one's still running over there, and they've got two different igniters. See, this is a black one, and that's a gray one. So one of these has been replaced. Huh? I wonder which one, because they're the exact same model. So one of these, that one looks newer. That gray one there looks newer. So, but I've got the photo sensor pulled out here on this one. Let me get the light up here, and you can see down in it. Look at that, you can't even see it. Look at, see, it's covered, like, you can't even see it. It's actually more nastier than that other one over there. So yeah, you can't even see it. So let me clean it right quick.
All right, as you can see, let's see.
So you can see it now. See it real good now. So yeah, see, it just pops in there like this. Pops right in there. So that may have been a, yeah, that's one thing. Clean the photo cell. I don't know where the filters is on this thing. I think this is some kind of pressure tester or something right here. Maybe excess pressure fuel goes down in there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether it'd be a filter or not. I just don't know. That's still running over there. Flame's just not the best in the world on it, so. If I had another cord over here, I'd run both of them. But you know, that's still, the flame's still coming out of the end of it. I need to cut it off. Cut it off and let it cool off, and then that's a cool down mode. Get my get you back here in the tripod. Just cover back on. You only had 2 screws holding this thing on. It's cut from. Two screws, 4 screws, these 2 screws are missing. It's successful. I mean, that just did a little bit more work done to it. I mean, that didn't cost me no more money to get stuff cleaned on it. So I'm gonna let it cool down because it got real hot, obviously. This will probably work fine now, I guess. All I don't like about it, they got a thermostat like that other one does. They had a thermostat on it. And they're super easy to work on. I mean, you just pull that cover off and everything's right there. You know, I've never even been to that other one. You probably have to take 1,000 screws out of it and pull 15 parts, pieces apart on them. It's a lot easier to work on. This thing in a thermostat. That one, you got up temperature and it would shut off. I'm gonna let this thing cool down and then pour the fuel out and put diesel back in it. Okay, here's where we're at. It's running, but I just don't like that flame coming out. I just don't know why it does that. It's running on diesel. I poured the kerosene back in the tank, poured diesel in there and kicked it on. It fired right up. The flame looks exactly like the diesel, or sorry, the kerosene, and it's running on diesel. I just think this right here was just really nasty on the inside of it, and it just wouldn't ignite the diesel. I poured the diesel out, put the kerosene in there. It's a little bit cleaner fuel. It got to where it ignited, but it wouldn't stay lit. The flame was all jacked up in there, so it wouldn't ignite it, or it wouldn't stay lit. I got the photo sensor out. I put that light in there to force it to stay on, to burn, and it did. And I cleaned the photo sensor, and this is where we're at. So it's running. So here in a minute, I'm gonna shut it off, and I think I'm gonna call this video done. It's running now. I cleaned this photo sensor. I haven't run this one yet, but I mean, I haven't done anything. When I put the photo sensor, I turned it back on, it kicked it right back on with the diesel. I just got to put the cover back on it, put the shield back on it. I might take some chain like that and put a handle on it, clean it up a little bit, put it up for sale. Keep this one, sell this one. I'm gonna try to get 80 out of it. Gave 60 for both. I'm gonna try to get 80 out of this one, and my haggle price will be 60. So I pretty much got a free heater. So I may try 100. I'm gonna try 100, and then have haggle room on it. Maybe make $20, $30 to $40 on it, because it's so nasty. If these were mint, these were in really good shape, well, I would have never got them. Somebody would have bought them in 5 minutes, and it would have been more money. So, but I probably could have made more money on it because they were nicer. But since they're covered in concrete and super nasty, they just ain't gonna. I mean, so yeah, I'm gonna call this finished. This video done, guys. So I'll catch you on another one.